Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of CanalTown here in City Skylines. Where last episode, I built a new dam. I tried to do something a little bit different. I tried to replicate one that we've currently got within the city, which is basically a dam with an overspill. And kind of worked out pretty well, but because we have the overspill, it takes a lot more balancing to get the dam to actually start producing power. But it's still balancing right now. It goes to those moments where it turns on and then it turns off and it turns on and it turns off. But we're almost getting there right now. Done a few little tweaks and hopefully it should be plain sailing into the future. Now today, guys, with the recent additions of all of our industrial areas, we're only technically missing one, and that's the oil industry. But I want to take a look at starting to get in a few more of the unique factories, because they're going to make me turn a little bit more of a profit to be able to fund more expansions and more builds within CanalTown. So if you are enjoying this series, guys, please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you aren't new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when our next episode does come out. But this is the original dam, as you can now see, which looks probably 10 times better than my dam. And I tried to replicate this little overspill, and this one works so beautifully. This is the one that I created. Ta-da! It's like a bigger version of it on steroids, isn't it? It really, really is. Now, we have moments. I've actually added a little bit more of the key walls because the overspill was getting a little bit crazy. But we have moments where this turns on and then turns off. It always happens when you build a dam because you've got to find the right level of water behind. But because we're having this overspill, it's a bit more difficult to try and figure out the level of water that we're going to need, because as we kind of get to that level, it's consistently pushing out. So you kind of need to have more than you would normally have, to the point where this is set to be almost at the level of the dam. But because we have the overspill, it'll never get to that level, so we kind of have to raise it up a bit. So I've now raised it up where that water, this water finger here, would put the water level, if it wasn't escaping, to the literally just over the dam. So we'll see what happens. It could be a mistake, but we'll see what happens. But it turns out you just gotta keep fine-tuning it to find that right little balance. But it's pretty cool. My only concern is the amount of water that we are pumping into this river, whether it can eventually uphold this mass amount of flow. But we'll see. We'll see. There's not really much here to flood. That's my nervous laugh. But anyway, let's just forget that for a moment, because I need to make more money, and one of those ways in doing it is producing some unique products. Now, the ore industry, as well as this is doing absolutely amazing right now, doesn't have enough buyers for the product. So we're going to hopefully build some unique factories that will utilize some of their goods. So we're in the factories right now. I believe we've already placed a few down. We've already placed the furniture factory, which we've been placed over by the wood industry, and the bakery for the farming industry. But now we can move on to next stuff then. So we have like stuff like the industrial steel plant. Now this is just primarily just metal going to it. So this is something that can be housed within the ore industry. And believe it or not, it's actually quite a large building. Now, I don't technically need to have it just in here. I can have it somewhere else. Like, I could run it, you know, along down here. Oh, that would be kind of nice to have it down here. Solely because the riverfront is going to go around the building. Oh, I like that kind of idea. If you're on the river, that's quite a sight to see. Which does mean I need to kind of slightly adjust the bed of this river. So if I just bulk this out, if I just kind of go like this and create a little bit of a bend, because I've got to smoothen it all out as well. So smoothing from the bottom first, to give it a little bit of structure before we smoothen from the top. And you still get a little bit of a triangle there, which I ain't going to moan too much about it. But hopefully it works out. I might have to kind of narrow this corner. I mean, I'm narrowing a river when in times where I need a little bit more space. Okay, there you go. This is now producing again. So this is now producing. You just got to hope that I don't overfill it. But I'm hoping that overspill will be okay. So this is where that moment where it turns on. And then I think we're now just catching it as it's turning back off again. So if this number decreases from 48, you know, to go a little bit lower, we know it's... yeah, there we go. So we've caught it in the cycle of it turning back off again. How have we got water over here? Oh, is it overspilling there? Maybe I need to raise this side a little bit as well, or bring this a little bit further down. Right, this doesn't bode too well for this, but again, I'm a brave man. So we're going to up the production of this building here, so it imports and adds in a lot more metals than normal. We've kind of added 1.5 times the metals of the original kind of production rate. So it will sell a little bit more that we do produce. We could then move on to this with the household plastic, which is for the oil industry, which we don't have just yet. So we've got to go through this step by step. The toy factory needs paper, timber, and plastics. I don't have plastics. Paper, plastics, don't have them. Well, I have paper, I don't have plastics. Crops and glass. We definitely have this. And this would be quite important. The lemonade factory, which I think is something that we could place within the farming industry. But then again, I could also place this within like areas like this, where we have like a built-up industrial area. I can create localized storage nearby. You have the import-export to make it easier to distribute the goods to and from. So I think we'll place the lemonade factory within our industrial area here. It's just because it's such a large building, we're going to figure out the best position for it. Now, placing it right there would be a good idea. It is quite big, so I don't really get many more options. So I'm going to place it directly here. That would be quite fun, wouldn't it? We'll utilize the smoothing tool right now. Smooth it as much as we can. Let's go around just there. Do that again. All right, push that a little bit further back. Oh, no. I was meant to smoothen at the top there. Oh, no, I've done it again. Smooth it from there. There we go. It will do us justice. So we could up the production of this. It needs crops and it needs glass. So crops are going to come from over here, which all I got to do is throw it onto a train. A train comes around, drops it off, got your crops. Glass, same again. I mean, to be honest with you, the glass, you could hop on the highway. It might be quicker to hop on the highway and just completely drive it down. But we're going to need some storage for it locally nearby anyway. So we'll throw in a little bit of a warehouse just there. And this will store locally the glass. Now for the crops, what I could place down for the farming is a small little kind of silo. A small little grain silo here, which I'll place, if I can get it just turned around enough. Okay, maybe not. We'll place it just there. So that will provide a few little crops within the vicinity, ready for this little factory. So that'll work out very well for us. Let's go wait for the goods to be delivered to it, and I'll start pumping out. So next then, we could take a look at the electronics factory, which we don't have any plastics, unfortunately. Then we've got the clothing factory, which again requires plastics. We then have the petroleum factory, which also requires oil and plastics. The soft paper factory requires oil and plastics. We have the car factory that requires plastics. We have the food factory, which requires plastics. The sneaker factory that requires oil and plastics. You see where this is going, guys? I need an oil industry right now. So it requires plastics again. Requires plastics again. And that's it. So out of all of that, I can only get 2 more down. Everything else requires the oil industry. You don't realize how much oil you actually need in this game, which is kind of mental. That's crazy. Right, we caught it again. There we go. We've caught it on an on cycle, which that number is slightly going up. 128, 144. There we go, boys. There we go. Now, how much of an effect is that having on the extension of the river? You can see it's all flowing out. I mean, it looks normal here. You can see the bed. So I don't think anything is too excessive right now, because we strategically placed a little water thing just there, which will hopefully kind of balance out the rest of the river. It's just this here. This bit going around. Now, if I wall this all off to go down there, it's putting that excess inside of it, which I don't know how that's going to play out. But we'll add it in anyway. I'll add it in anyway. So if I go for the bend here. Actually, how far out can I stick? Well, let me pause it here. So if I go with a 20. Okay, we'll just go 22. Fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. So we're going to actually make this little bit here a little bit wider. Now what I want to do is use the connection tool to go from here to here. And we'll put a little bit of a bend on it. There we go. Very good. And then we need to raise the height of it as well. So if I selected you to be, I'm going to assume it's not the same height, but if I select it to be the same height as you, there we go. And then if I select, for example, you, and I'm not assuming it is, but we'll find out. Same height as you. So it's not really much, but this is the real test right now, is how much of a difference this is there. So it drops down by 7.8. So this will all be raised up, as you can now see. We'll do some terraforming real quick. So we'll just smoothen all of this off here, rather than kind of lifting it all up. Smoothing it all off, and then we've got to do the inside then. So by carving into this slightly, creates a deeper channel to hold the excess of water. And because we're getting to this right now, we're going to have to kind of spice it all out. Nice. So let that do what it's got to do. It's going to change quite drastically. Might cause some ultimately some issues, and it might decrease if this is pumping again. So this might be on an off cycle now. It might be going down slightly. So 128, is that going to go down again? Yeah, okay, so that's now going on an off cycle, but that on cycle was quite high, so we might be slightly getting there to where we want it to be. We're just going to sort the rest of all this out now. So hopefully this will all settle down shortly, and then we'll be a-okay. That's the scary bit when you work with water in this game. You're always like a few minutes away from flooding your whole city. It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. So is this lemonade factory then got their goods? They've got their crops, which is good to see. Oh, there we go. So they're delivering right now some glass, which is what this factory needs. So I'm not sure if they're going to kind of fill this first before deliver it over there, or once this has got the goods here now, it will then send a truck out to deliver over there. Who knows? The little silo over here has got a couple of crops as well, so this should start getting everything it needs. Yeah, there we go. That's now just produced a vehicle. So that's delivering the glass to the lemonade factory. And just like that, that's how it pretty much works. So that's took the full 8%. So that 8% is... Oh, okay. So I'm going to... Oh, 14 tons. Oh, okay, so this was 8% because okay, so basically 14% of this is what fills that to produce lemonade, and it's already making a little bit of a sweet revenue as well. That's really good to see. Now, what about the steel plant over here then? This was just needed metals, didn't it? Now, I don't need any localized storage because, you know, it's at the plant, so we're going to be okay about that. Rivers seem to have sorted itself out pretty quick. Interesting. This is now back on at 208, so we're definitely finding a nice little balance now, aren't we? We're definitely finding a nice little balance, and we'll be able to utilize this power shortly. So we're not really connected it to anything just yet, nor have we had the ability to kind of bring the roads up either. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of comes from this in general. So I'm thinking then we're going to have to start thinking about building the oil field. But where in the world do we build the oil industry? Now, we're kind of coming to all the edges right now. Don't we want to push it any further than what it is? And I feel like we've got so much industry around the edges right now that we haven't really utilized this area down here as much. So maybe this is where we implement the oil industry? I mean, then again, we've got this road coming off. This is the perfect place for the oil industry. My only concern would be the trains, because they're double laned over on that one side. So we got to figure out something and how we can kind of connect to it. I mean, it won't be difficult. But then again, they can drive straight to the export areas there. But it's when they want to distribute the goods elsewhere is going to be the issue. I mean, we can definitely figure something out. But I feel like this here is the perfect place for an oil industry. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think it will be pretty good. Now, we have a bit of space around here. Let me check the unemployment. We have, I mean, it's half and half. We could probably add in some offices around this area, bulk it up a bit more. There we go. Spend some of our industrial demands. Nice, 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 nice. We have more space over here we can add stuff in. I'm going to go for a little bit of residential. Why not? Why not squeeze it in there? And... I want to add in so much more. But I like the openness of this area as well. Oh, we got this space over here as well, don't we? There's definitely room here to add in a road. We've got normal roads over here, don't we? I could just run this straight into here. Right. If I just pause and delete this power line real quick. Do I still need this power line? Power line, power line. What's that song by Outkast? That Caroline. He said it's power lines, you need the power to provide the buildings with life, with life. You would have thought you got your boys singing today. Oh, what a beautiful singing voice. What a beautiful singing voice. Right, guys. We never talk about this ever again. Right, okay. Okay, we don't talk about it ever again. So we still got spaces, bits and bobs and boops and all that kind of jazz to fill in. But again, we're waiting for a few more expansions on that. How is the old dam right now? Okay, so it looks like it's going into its off cycle again. That's fine. Again, we'll find that balance soon. We will find that balance soon before you know it. And it'll be going swimmingly for us. I'm liking the fact that the river itself, running out right now, is okay. The only concern would be that this is starting to fill up a bit more. Worst case scenario, I heighten the level of the highway to create a little bit more of a bank. But I feel like it's going to be okay. Yeah, I feel like it'll be okay. Lemonade Factory doing great, mate. Lots of glass stored nearby as well, so that's now going to have a constant flow of goods. Same with the crops. That'll now have a constant flow of goods and always be producing. Hopefully, same with them. Oh, the profit value levels margins on the steel plant over there is pretty good. This is my next concern: is this cargo airport? It is being pushed to its absolute limits. It really is. Now, I don't know if... Can you create a tunnel out of this? So, let me go to... Where do you get the roads for this right now? Is it in the airport section? No. Industrial... Haha. So, can we turn it into a tunnel? Technically, no. I've got an idea. Okay? I've got an idea. I've gone down by minus 15. Alright, just roll with this for a second. Well, it's minus 16. But let me go to here and then back up again. Right, I have this space over here that I can utilize. For the airport. If I just elevated this over it, because it's only vehicles going under. It's only vehicles. I could build a few more stands. I could build stands both sides. To kind of give us that, the additional stands that we kind of require. Not sure if this is a good idea or not, but yeah. So let me delete the fence. Should be deleted, right? Yeah, the fence is all deleted on the one side. Let me just delete that fence to there. I'll smoothen this down as well, so it's a better angle to go up and down on. We'll delete the fence going down now. There we go. And then the highway. So we got to elevate all of this right now. So elevate up. Bam, 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 bam. Like that. We're just got to elevate this 3-laner. And it does drop down quite harshly. So if I grab you to you. Oh my god, that's the hold on. That's the that's the parallel tool, Zediac. You absolute noob. So alright, we're gonna gradually just set this up. Because I could elevate that, it's not, but then again, that's fine. I mean, it is quite bumpy. What if I went from there to there? But that means going from there to there. Is it because that's so low? Oh, let me select that. And let's just raise this up a little bit. Because the vehicles are not that tall. You can get away with it. That's a bit better. This one seems now longer because of the way I've set it up. But there we go. So that gives us the ability to get over here, which more vehicles, more issues, more problems, more fun, and all that jazz. If I then implement, because we're going to need a turning section as well. I mean, I could also make that go under and over too, but right, if I just quickly throw this in, for example, and just end it just there. So I could also bring a few planes in this side too. Right, this is not the best airport ever built. This is, you know, it's quite shocking. But it's going to allow me to park cargo plane. I don't want a parked cargo plane. I want a cargo aircraft stand. This is going to hopefully allow me to implement more planes. Do I do a space between these guys? Not really, do I? Oh, I'm doing a 4-gap space between these ones. So if I went right on the... Actually, let me go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've added in 4 there. There's so much more room to kind of make this a lot more efficient. And this is going to cause absolute chaos right now. You know, let's not beat around the bush. This is going to cause absolute chaos. But it's all part of the fun, guys. So that length there is only a 7. So a 7. Right. But again, I need to get down to this. So if I came up to... This is so long-winded. This is so long-winded. I just want to see how it transforms the airport slightly. I just want to see how it transforms the airport. I might even move that train station a little bit further up. Let me just see how it transforms the airport. If this does wonders, I'll redesign the whole airport where this is the entry and we do all the stands over here. But this is just a test run, guys. It's just a test run. Don't go mental just yet. Right, play mode. It's probably going to need water, isn't it? Yeah. The airport's going to go mental. Power. Needs power. Alright, there we go. There we go. So, I've now got this system in. Right? And they're having to now drive a longer distance to get in and out, which could be a good thing for us. Who knows? I might keep that stop there and add an extra stop in. Oh, add an extra stop coming from a different direction. Yes, that would be a better idea, wouldn't it? But I could make this road here also go underground and connect to there, so we have like another bypassing road. Oh, they can do U-turns here anyway. So, see what happens. We've now got more space for airplanes to kind of land in. The Daffodil Airport, 205 flights, but it is combined with the passenger airport as well, so, you know, don't get it twisted. But this will be quite interesting, to say the least. Okay, like I said, if this works out, we'll do an actual redesign. Because this, I'm not going to keep it like this, obviously. Obviously, I'm not going to keep it like this, but I never thought to actually do that. It means I get to fill up this space a bit more. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing, boys? Anyway, we got lots of trains coming in and out. Yes, having another stop coming from an opposite direction will alleviate this jam that we're now slowly going through. So what I would like to see then is eventually a plane land that is going to go for these stands over here. If they come into these 4 stands there, just kind of come in and in. My only problem is it's going to back up these guys from exiting. That's an issue. If you're over here, I mean, but again, this is just this hasn't been designed with this in mind, so you're just gonna have to suck it up. You're kind of just gonna have to suck this up, because then again, that one plane there is just backing up anybody from entering in. So, deal with it. Oh, good God! What is this monstrosity? What is this monstrosity I've created? So, plane going out. Where are you actually going to this one here right now? Where is it? It's there. Oh, wrong button. Where are you going to? You're going to that stand there, which you've just given up all hope and decided to go into it anyway. Which will now bring a few more planes in. It's a lot busy though, isn't it? It is a lot busier. But I think that's mainly because vehicles are going in, they're using it as a U-turn. But by doing that as well, I could also alleviate an exit somewhere. Maybe get this connected as another entry point. So it's not all just kind of hell-bent on the one side. But yeah, we've got some serious train traffic. We've got some serious train traffic. Okay, we've lost 50 flights, which is interesting. But once it starts distributing, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Right. Maybe you can try and utilize both runways. That'll be an interesting kind of change as well, wouldn't it? Oh! Oh! An airplane's just been created from over here. And they're now starting to go into these stands. Very good, sir. Very good. So 1 flight, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. So not many flights for these at the moment. But we're seeing some changes happening, boys. We're seeing some changes. So if I could utilize this runway as well and get on both sides, that's going to be a big help with getting the planes in and out of the area. So we'll leave this for now. Okay? We'll leave it for now. It is quite the experiment. It is quite the experiment, and we'll just kind of see what happens. The river, anyway, has really settled down. This is producing... Is that on an or off cycle? I'm not too sure right now. But I feel like we could go to the next stage right now and slightly raising the water level. Oh no, I think it's slowly going into an on cycle. Very good, boys. Very good. So it's actually happening for us right now. It's all slowly coming together, which is what I like to see. It's what I like to see, boys. So, see how the airport goes. That's going to be one to kind of watch. Okay, we do have a little bit of flooding. So the water level is a little bit higher. Why can't I raise this? Slightly raise you. So yeah, the water level is slightly higher. Oh my goodness me, it is slightly higher. We'll be a bit careful how that looks elsewhere. Okay, it's also going to raise the water levels in the canals. Which is not a bad thing, because that's also excess Yo, it looks so much more blue around here as well. You can definitely tell the water level is deeper. Not sure what's going on over there, but hey-ho. We'll end it for here anyway, guys, because we've got lots of things right now going on. That's going to be quite exciting to see how they progress. Definitely need to take a look at sorting the airport out, cargo airport. Didn't quite think about doing this underpassage, which has kind of opened up this whole space right now to pretty much work with, which is really, really exciting. So we're going to leave it for now then, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, smash that like button down below. Before I go, back up to 48. It's still producing power. Until next time, I see you all soon. So good.